Since making my initial video on all of the changes coming to Persona 5 Royal, there have been two questions that I've received more than any others. How am I going to make money if Confusion has been nerfed? And how am I going to grind experience if I can't cheese the Reaper? Well, today I'm going to be answering both of those questions as we cover all of the changes to Mementos in Persona 5 Royal. Before I get into the video, I do just want to remind you that I stream most days over on Twitch at twitch.tv/RosalindGaming. You can find a link in the description down below. Also, if you want to check out any of my other Persona 5 Royal coverage, I will leave links to those videos as well. Love it or hate it, Mementos is a place that you end up spending quite a bit of time going through in either version of Persona 5. With Persona 5 Royal, a number of changes and additions have been made that expand upon Mementos as well as streamline the game as a whole. Much like with the original game, Mementos unlocks as part of the main story shortly after clearing the first palace. Upon entering for the first time, you will encounter one of the many new characters in Persona 5 Royal, Jose. While it's possible to meet Jose first within the Thieves' Den, his main purpose within the game lies here in Mementos. After a brief introduction, Jose will ask you to help him collect flowers that are scattered around Mementos. These flowers are picked up upon driving over them in the exact same way you would pick up random items scattered throughout Mementos. You can see how many you've picked up by looking at the new counter in the top left-hand portion of the screen. Much like with items, flowers respawn when changing areas, or when Futaba's skill activates that makes all of the items respawn. After you've collected a sufficient amount of flowers, you will need to find Jose himself. He has a random chance of showing up on any non-rest floor in Mementos, and you can tell when he is on a floor via the animation of him driving by when you change zones. Once you know he is on the same floor as you, just open up your minimap and you will see a mark showing his approximate location. Go to that mark to find Jose. Jose has three main functions. He operates a brand new shop, he provides access to the new stamp collection system, and he will upgrade specific accessories. The flowers you've been collecting for Jose are actually a currency specifically for his shop. At first, the number of items for sale are limited, but this expands as you progress through the game. You can buy blank skill cards, SP healing items, items that apply status ailments to enemies, and more. Of particular note, Jose's shop is the only place to buy a new type of healing item that heals the party's SP for 20% or 40%, but is only usable within safe rooms. Some of his items are also limited to 1 or 2 per day. There are a few things to note about the flower currency before we move on. If there's a specific item you wish to purchase from Jose's shop, try going back and forth between the floors to get Jose to appear. You can find flowers on any floor, but they tend to be in more abundance on the floors where Jose is present. Also, any flowers you don't spend at Jose's shop will disappear when you leave Mementos, so be sure to use them before you leave. Stamp collecting is a new system in Persona 5 Royal that allows you to change some of the properties of Mementos. And collecting stamps is very simple. After having the system introduced to you by Jose, you will now find these little stands throughout Mementos where you can acquire a stamp. Each major area has a set number of stamps that can be acquired there, and each floor has one guaranteed stamp at the exit platform to that floor. Apart from the guaranteed stamp on each floor, a stamp stand can spawn on any floor of Mementos provided you haven't already found all of the stamps for a particular area. For example, the second area of Mementos has 7 floors, meaning 7 guaranteed stamps. However, you can obtain 8 total stamps in this area. This means that one stamp stand can randomly spawn on any floor of that area, but after it does, no more will spawn for that area. To actually put these stamps to use, we need to make another trip to see Jose. In addition to opening a shop, Jose will also let you exchange stamps to alter 3 properties of Mementos: experience, money, and items. Experience simply increases the amount of experience gained from all sources within Mementos. Money does the same thing for yen, and items increases the number of items acquired from the item boxes you run over while exploring Mementos, but not from enemies. Each increase into any of these properties costs an increasing number of stamps, and you can increase the gains for a specific property up to 10 times, indicated by a star. Should you decide you want to reallocate your stamps, Jose will refund spent stamps for a small amount of flowers. In total, you need 165 stamps to max out each property, and there are exactly 165 stamps in total within Mementos. And here is where I can answer the 2 questions I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you want to gain lots of experience, put your stamps towards increasing how much experience you gain in Mementos. If you want to gain more money, put your stamps towards increasing how much yen you obtain in Mementos. After that, simply fight enemies or use Ryuji's insta-kill perk to effortlessly rake in experience and money. Investing in either of these early will provide you with so much experience or money that even if you could still use Confusion to farm money or Cheese the Reaper for experience, there would be no reason to do so anymore. Personally, I highly recommend investing in money first. Due to the game's increased length, there really isn't any reason to grind experience, and thus investing into experience gain isn't all that beneficial. Furthermore, the ability to fuse Persona above your level is now obtained from Strength rank 5, so having a lot of excess yen will allow you to fuse very strong Persona much earlier, which will in turn provide a significantly greater boost in power than any amount of levels could. As a final note on stamps, I should mention that their acquisition carries over in New Game Plus, but you will have to find Jose again to redistribute them. The final thing that Jose will do for the player is upgrade your accessories, specifically the accessories gained from collecting willstones within each palace. Each palace in Royal has 3 willstones, and upon collecting all 3, they will turn into an accessory. If you have any of the base accessories gained from collecting willstones in your inventory when you talk to Jose, he will automatically upgrade it to a stronger version of what it was before. The focus of this video is not on the willstones or the accessories gained from them, so I won't be covering them here. However, if you want to know what they are, feel free to let me know in the comments below. In addition to the changes that I've already mentioned, you will find that Mementos has received a number of additional music tracks. The first couple of areas have the same music as before, but after that there's new music every few areas. Additionally, a number of new requests have also been added, and some of those new requests are specifically for the brand new area of Mementos that becomes available during the newly added 3rd semester. Finally, if you collect all 165 stamps, you may find a little surprise at the very end of Mementos. And that's about it for changes to Mementos in Persona 5 Royal. All around good changes, but I especially like the addition of the stamp collection system. It essentially eliminates the need to do any sort of grinding, which really helps the game's overall pacing. Next time, I'll be taking a look at the newly added area of Kichijoji and all that there is to do there. If you found this video helpful or informative, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Alternatively, you can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/RoslinGaming, where I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Until next time, take care.